Call our meeting to order at this time. Mr. Stultz, if you would, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Earl Gray.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Paula Stinnett.
Here.
Council Lady Rhonda James.
Here.
Councilman Derek Rogers.
Here.
Councilman Craig Crawford.
Here.
Councilman Jim Childs.
Here.
Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Stultz. Let the record show we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we'll do our invocation and our pledge. Mr. Childs, if you would, please do the invocation. Ms. Stinnett, lead us in the pledge, please.
Yes, sir.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all the blessings you give us. Thank you for being with our county and all the people that live in it and work with us. Help us all to make the right decisions as we meet tonight, and be with us, guide us, direct us, and forgive us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll set the agenda. Ms. Hughes, do you have any modifications?
Sir, both are under the new business section. We're requesting permission to add item number 7, a request to change the traffic pattern at the Costco fuel location, and item number 8, recommendation to approve an intergovernmental agreement with Catoosa County and its municipalities for the distribution of proceeds generated by a 2026 floating homestead local option sales tax referendum.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve the agenda as modified.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Rogers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 7, Costco travel pattern. Item number 8, IGA with Catoosa County will be added under new business to the agenda. Next item on the agenda is the minutes from our previous council meeting. Members of council have had an opportunity to review the meeting held on July the 13th. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is appearances. Gene Bell.
I'll try to get through this quick. It's been about 10 years since I've done this. My name is Gene Bell. I live over here on Gracie Avenue. I want to thank Ms. Hume for taking time to talk to me before. In the last 2.5 years, we have been flooded 3 times over here. This last August, it took out my heat and air unit and about 4 others in the neighborhood. That was $12,000 on mine. Luckily, I had flood insurance. 3 of my neighbors didn't. The city owns, well, it doesn't own, but the city has a right-of-way down that road there because the city sewer line runs back there. All we're asking is for some help getting the brush and stuff cleared out of that, because there's so much brush hanging over that creek that it floods and everything hangs up in there. And I spent about 2 days cleaning the crap out of my backyard. Also, with the sewer lines run down through there, some of the cleanouts are about this high. At some point, something's going to hit one of those and break it. And I hope the sewer doesn't flood out into that creek when it does. There's roughly 10 different pieces of property back there. The city owns part of it. The Catoosa County government owns part of it. The rest of it is individual residents down there. So for me to go down there and try to get permission from them, for me to get in and clear brush off of that is going to be near impossible, because a couple of them, they said they don't care. They don't care if it floods. They don't care what happens. But they don't want to fool with it. And also, if the ditches could be cleaned out on some of the roads over there, because we noticed the ones on Gracie are built up. You can see the pipes are here, and the bottom of the ditch is this high above the pipes where they have filled in over the years. I think that would help some too. And we noticed the last time that when it flooded, we flooded, the city park was not flooded. And there's 3 creeks, ours included, that empties into the city park door in Gilbertson. That should be flooded before us, with 3 creeks dumping in it. There's ours, the one that goes behind the fire halls and Constitution Hall, and then the one that comes down between Howard and Gilbert. Like I said, we're just asking for some help. I mean, you know, my neighbors lived there for 35 years, and he said he's never seen it like that. Jeff Long and Glenn Davis live on Shelby. But when we had the flood in '73, they said it wasn't that bad. And a lot of this is due to the building that we're doing. We're putting all the construction in, we're putting in retention ponds, but they're not adequate for the amount of rainfall we get now. And when you add all that in, there's no place for the groundwater to soak in when it rains now. It's going to run off and it's going to back up. So we're just asking for some help to clean from Harker to Forest. You know, I mean, I've been down there and I've got pictures on my phone. I can't even hardly walk down through that creek from one end to the other for the overgrowth on it. And I want to thank all of y'all for
Thank you.
allowing me the time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
I need you to do about the hard
I would love to, sir.
damage.
Raymond Evans. Raymond Evans in the building. Let the record show Raymond Evans is not present. Dan Waller.
Thank you very much for letting me speak today.
Sir.
I've lived in Fort Oglethorpe as a resident since '84. Prior to that, the house I lived in was my father-in-law's. When he passed away, he went to my wife, so we moved in. I've seen flooding in Fort O from the 60s. And as it was explained to me, and I understand when things were built, there was really flooding wasn't taken into account with all the construction, with houses and everything. I live at 28 Dolores Drive, which the creek right out here is my backyard boundary. Over the years, I have dealt with it financially and with my own labor, cleaning it up. And I don't have to tell anybody here, you know, the results of those floods. They can be mild or they can be pretty devastating. This past June was really bad for us. I lost, like Mr. Bell, I lost an AC unit. I lost all my ductwork. Now, fortunately, I've got FEMA, and I've got flood. I'm sorry, FEMA came in and took care of most of that for me. First time ever, and I've had four different times in the past 2 years that I have applied for aid, and that was this past June was the only one that they approved. And I think that was primarily because everybody in the area had issues with that. I don't know the answer. Where I live, I've done things, I've had my crawl space encapsulated to prevent water from getting into the area where the wood would absorb it. So it stays, and I've got a French drain on the outside, and I got an internal French drain. Some of that helps. I got 2 sump pumps. That helps. But it doesn't prevent the water from actually coming in. Now, anyone going past my house probably would spot real quick, all of my vents are sealed up tightly. I've put pieces of metal, screwed them into my brick, and of course sealed them up and everything to prevent that water from getting in my crawl space. I'm afraid with the age of my house, which was built in '65, and with all the past years of all the flood, the absorption rate of the water into the wood is pretty high now. I'm 74. It's hard for me to go up underneath there. I've done it many, many years, and I did it last summer, but I pay the price now for several days with bad back. I'm here primarily to explain that part to you, but to find out what have we done or are doing to try to help some of that water flow. As I explained to a young lady that called me, that was you, Molly? Okay. Yes. My problem is not the creek. A lot of people think, okay, that's where you're flooding from. My problem is water coming off from Gaddis. If any of you are familiar with, I know you are, your dad lives up there. There's springs up on that hillside, so when it rains, those springs fill up and obviously come down the hill. And I'm the collection point. If the creek has not filled up, the water runs off quite well, even though I still have a pond in my yard. If the creek is overflowing, it's got no place to go except down Elaine Circle, wherever it can flow, but it doesn't stop it from filling up my yard. So basically, that's what I'm just here to describe to y'all. from all these people, and I know a lot of y'all here, y'all have faced the same problems. I just don't know what we can do about it. As far as I know, retention ponds was mentioned, and I didn't know we had them here in Fort O, being honest with you, other than across the street over here. But I don't think people would let you come in on their property and build a big old pit for water. I know I don't have the land anymore, and that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I know I had talked to, there was a gentleman in the utility buildings that ran it for several years. I can't remember his name, but he told me in 2010, because this was when y'all had done riprap on the front of the creek, on the front of Fort O, that at 2010, the state of Georgia passed a law that you could not alter the creek any longer. You can't put riprap in there to stop, the eroding and stuff. Personally, I've taken sandbags and concrete when it's cheap enough and put it on my side of my bank. But I've lost, 8-10 feet of land, just to all the flooding that's going on. And I know that's natural, but still, you want to stop it. I don't know how you can stop it, be honest with you, from coming through the park. That's where 99% of this water's coming down through. And if you ever travel those streams, the creeks up into the park, they pretty much, except for the bridges there on going over them in the park, they pretty much spread out. So it's not like there's a big ditch, halfway down through the park. It's just a lot of little springs and creeks feeding them, and there's no way you can stop that anyway. But I just wish we could do something as far as the creek itself goes, because I'm tired of losing land. I'll be honest with you, I've lost a lot of trees too. And when it comes down through that side of the creek, we'll see the trees laying across my neighbors, from my house to my neighbors, and my neighbors to my house. We've just lost trees like crazy because of eroding.
I got a question.
That's all I got to say. Yes, sir.
During the flooding event last year,
I'm sorry.
during the flood event last year, did your encapsulation hold up?
It did for the most part. The company that put it in was at that time Lookout Pest Control.
Yeah.
And they left me enough material for taping and stuff that I went underneath there and got retaped things. I also had an issue with squirrels at the time too, and I had to take care of that. But for the most part, it's held up. Now, the rain that we had a few weeks ago, it came from the creek, not from the hillside. Now, it got into my crawl space back door, and I didn't have that sealed up real tight. I usually keep plastic and sandbags over here, and it filled my crawl space. I mean, at least 3 or 4 inches, enough so that my pump ran for about at least 8 to 10 hours, and it's a heavy-duty pump I've got in there. Plus, I augmented it later with a separate sump pump on the outside and just ran a hose under my house. But yeah, it held up pretty good. So,
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ernie Wilson.
Well, my problem is I live on Van Cleve Street, 5 Van Cleve Street. My property adjoins the park, Gilbert Stevenson Park. There's a creek right there. And I've talked to Paula about it once, and she looked at the situation. But if you've ever been down Van Cleve Street and crossed the bridge when we're having a good rain, then my yard looks like a lake. And people gets on Facebook and talks about it, how those people stand it, Well, I've talked about it for years. And I had an appointment once to come to a city council meeting, but I ended up in the hospital, so I wasn't able to show up. But now, I've lived in Fort Oglethorpe about all my life except 6 years. And I moved to Van Cleve Street in 1988. And there wasn't that much of a problem back then. Most of my problems coming from Walker, and they ended up putting a big pipe in the ground and led that water into the creek, which wasn't that much, I found out. And then, as the years went on, my yard kept getting deeper and deeper, And the only reason it hadn't come into the house, I've got a hill right there coming up to my driveway, so that stops it. It has got into one of my buildings twice. And during that time, I lost everything in there. It about tore the building down. And so I had that redone to a point where it could be used. And had a new roof, all that put on, you know. I don't buy flood insurance because it's cheaper for me to pay for the damage that happens in the building, you know, in the sheds. But it's just, as the years went by, it's getting old. You know, I mean, I have to pay every time I have a rain, I mean, you know, a good rain, I have to pay to get my yard cleaned up, get the leaves, not the leaves, but the limbs. There's a tree that come down in that creek a couple of weeks ago when it had that rain. Didn't last that long, but that creek over flooded, I mean, that quick. And there's trees and limbs, when they get to that bridge on Van Cleve, they just bounce off of it, you know, because it's just not deep. It's not wide enough to take it, you know, so it ends up in my yard. And it starts about 2 or 3 yards behind me, but they don't get what I get. They don't get, you know, it just don't, it's not that, don't bother them that much, because most of that is their backyards. The people live on Walker. But anyway, I had the chance. Jamie sent me a letter. I had the chance to come up here and tell you my problems, so that's what I've done. And I'd appreciate it if y'all could do something.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know what it would be. I guess you'd have to get some engineers out, you know, see what the problem is, you know, be able to repair it, or fix it, or whatever. But I appreciate the time. Let me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Linda Martin.
I'm Linda Martin. I live at 203 Gilbert Drive, and that is the corner of Stevenson and Gilbert, where Stevenson goes up to Howland. And the bridge there, it's there, and it doesn't cause the problem, but something between one side and my side of that bridge causes a problem. There is a big pipe that runs through on one side, on the other side of it, and I've got some pictures I will pass down to you. This is the drain that comes down my street, and there is, this is the cover on the drain that goes with that blue pipe.
Oh dear.
This is the creek as it goes past my house and Miss Steele's house. And this is the creek as it goes up toward 27. And that is what the bridge looks like most of the time underneath it. And there's a big lump of dirt on the other side that is dry. My side is full of water, the other side is not. But it just kind of peters out, and there's no ditch until it gets down to our end of it. And then it gets there, and then after it gets past 3 or 4 houses, it smooths back out some and goes down into Gilbert Stevenson Park. And it goes around the tennis courts, and it goes over to Van Cleve. And I'm just really fed up with it. It got in my little barn last year. This is what last year looked like. Came up onto my carport which is up higher. The water is so swift coming out there, if somebody got in it, they'd drown. And it makes me worry about children possibly getting in there. And we've had it both times this summer when everybody else got it, we got it too. And it came all the way up in my yard up to the carport the first time in June. And it came up into the yard in July, but not quite as far up. But, you know, something really needs to be done about this. And I know there's laws about creeks, but I don't think that's really a creek. I think that's a ditch. And actually, I got a paper that is signed by a lawyer that says it's a ditch. And my father and several of us actually signed a part of our ditch. We owned half of it to the city. So that it could be maintained, but it's not really maintained very well if it's flooding everywhere, you know. So that's my part of it. I'm just tired of it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The photographs too.
Would you like your photographs back? Thank you.
Jamie Massick.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Jamie Massick, and I own a commercial property at 2712 Lafayette Road. It's next door to George's Boots. I'm here today not just for myself, but alongside several commercial property owners and residents who continue to repeatedly get flooded throughout the historic district and through the residential housing area. I put that packet together as information for you, so you can see more of what's going on. We've collected this data, pictures, videos since May of 2025 when I started getting flooded. That kind of gives an overview of the problem, and it's also some responses to a recent survey that I sent out with stats included in that, okay? I put together this video here. It's just kind of a quick overview of the problem that I see. I couldn't include it all because I'm strapped to a little bit of a time agenda, okay? So after this, I'll speak as well.
This area was originally the Fort Oglethorpe Army Post. The stormwater system serving much of this district dates back to the early 1900s. This infrastructure was transferred to the Catoosa County for wartime assets in 1949, and then eventually to the city in 1950. Since then, development has continued, while much of the drainage system appears to have remained largely unchanged. This is my commercial property at 2712 Lafayette Road. On May 2nd, 2025, one of my tenants called because water was entering the building. Water wasn't standing. It was flowing like a river between two buildings, George's Boots and my building.
More please. There's coming more over here.
After installing cameras in the rear of my building, I discovered something important. The catch basin initially drains normally, then the city stormwater system appears to stop accepting water. Water then backs out of the catch basin instead of draining. Here is George's Boots. Once drainage stops, water begins pooling behind multiple buildings, including mine. Eventually, businesses begin flooding. This isn't isolated to just one property.
This quartermaster building at the end, there's a catch basin right here. And that is also backflowing. You can see it.
So you can see this here. Sewer drain is not flowing adequately. And then you can see on the road here where the water pools up. Public streets become rivers. Water leaves city streets and enters private property. Here it is. Right side property. In just a little over a year, this has happened repeatedly over multiple storms, not just during a single extreme weather event.
So, council members.
This area was in county for
So
assets and liability.
So council members, what you've seen isn't just one building being flooded. It's a pattern it's a pattern affecting businesses, homeowners, and public streets throughout the part of Oglethorpe that you guys want to develop into historic downtown. It's also affecting, property owners, right? But over the last year, I've documented numerous rain events using photographs, security cameras, and videos. Other property owners have also contributed to this. I have a whole bunch that I couldn't get in here just because we didn't have time, and they're experiencing the same problem as me and definitely my neighbors. I've come to the city to try to get them to, act on this, even just to come out to take a look. And I've been told it's not their problem. Throughout documentation, we've observed water backing out of these catch basins instead of draining. What happens is when water remains on the surface, it pools behind our buildings, eventually floods private properties. This appears to be a stormwater capacity issue rather than simply heavy rainfalls. Even in moderate rainfalls, we get flooded. I've had to put sandbags behind my building. That's my only option right now. Some of these properties, including mine, are not even close to the FEMA flood map. It's like you saw that there. It's not even close, and I get flooded. Fort O has been, they have an exciting vision for that area. I'm all on board for that, revitalizing the historic district, making it something great. So, we can get business, help businesses out, get visitors here in town, spend their money in the city. But you can't expect business owners to bring their businesses to that area when it floods. You got to do something. Tonight, I'm not asking for an immediate construction project. What I'm asking for is leadership. Specifically ask the City Council to direct staff to perform comprehensive engineering evaluation of the stormwater system in this area, share the findings publicly, with the affected property owners, to develop a plan with priorities and a timeline to address deficiencies. We all want Fort O to grow and succeed. Solving this flooding problem is an investment in our businesses, our residents, and the future of this historic downtown. That's all I have to say. It's I can't let this slide. Unfortunately, I did buy a building in Fort O. It's affected me. It's affected my business. It's affected, other businesses. Who came tonight to support the flooding issue that we're having? So a lot of people, right? I did send out 175 letters, and these are the people that could make it. I don't speak just for myself. I speak for the people in Fort O. But appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
That concludes our appearances for tonight's meeting. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Item number 1, second and final reading of ordinance number 2026-37. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2026-37 be it ordained by the Mayor and Council for the City of Fort Oglethorpe with zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0003F001 100 Gross Crescent Circle, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the applicant Christopher M. Harris, Patty and Young, attorneys at law, LLC, for the owner Catoosa County Public Facilities Authority to rezone said parcel from an R3 zoning to a City of Fort Oglethorpe R5 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to vote on ordinance number 2026-37.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Ms. Stinney?
No.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-1. Item number 2, under ordinances, second and final reading of ordinance number 2026-38. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2026-38 be it ordained by the Mayor and Council of the City of Fort Oglethorpe, the zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 6002-003, 6171 Hathaway Road, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the applicant Christopher M. Harris, Patty and Young, attorneys at law, LLC, for the owner Catoosa County Public Facilities Authority to rezone said parcel from an R3 zoning to a City of Fort Oglethorpe R5 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to vote on ordinance number 2026-38.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Ms. Stinney?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, new business. Item number 1, recommendation to adopt the millage rollback rate for 2026 property taxes for Catoosa County. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Just as you said, this is the recommendation to adopt the millage rate rollback rate of 3.294 for Catoosa County property taxes for the City of Fort Oglethorpe.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
So moved. Second, sir.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 2, recommendation to renew an agreement with the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police Law Enforcement Certification Program. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The City of Fort Oglethorpe Police Department has achieved its state certification and is required to maintain an active agreement for participation in the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police certification program. The agreement covers the rules and regulations to maintain that certification. The agreement will ensure that our police department maintains compliance with GACP state certification, and if approved, it will be in effect for 3 years, ending in December of 2028.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second, sir.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 3, recommendation to approve a Georgia Environmental Protection Department sampling contract. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. This is a renewal of the city's contract with the Georgia Environmental Protection Department for year-round sampling, water sampling in the amount of $7,260. The Georgia EPD must perform water sampling for the city throughout the year to ensure compliance with all state and federal laws and regulations. Again, that's $7,260 coming out of the water and sewer fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4, recommendation to purchase ground penetrating radar equipment. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The Public Utilities Department is in need of ground-penetrating radar equipment that allows the department to more accurately detect non-metal water and wastewater lines so that issues can be resolved in a more targeted way. It decreases property damage and it provides more efficient services to our citizens. The purchase also will include training and software upgrades. Quotes were solicited from 3 vendors, and EastCom offered the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $18,475 coming out of the water and sewer fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 5, notification of the emergency rental of a knuckle boom truck. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. On March 22nd, 2006, this is a bit of a long story, the city's 2021 knuckle boom truck was undergoing a procedure when the exhaust system caught fire, which caused that truck to be taken out of service while it was being repaired. At the same time, we only had one truck then, our 2017 Freightliner, in our fleet to provide residential brush and trash pickup services to the city. While that 2021 truck was being serviced for repairs, our Freightliner was in an accident on May 6th. It resulted in extensive damages and took the unit out of service. In order to ensure that there was no service interruption to our citizens, and in brush and trash pickup services, the rental truck was located immediately in Atlanta, Georgia, and the service resumed the day after the accident. The 2017 truck was subsequently determined by the insurance adjuster to be a total loss. The rental truck was in service for exactly 8 weeks, 2 months, while the 2021 truck was being serviced and repaired for that fire damage. The cost was $11,000 per month, or $22,000, and was covered entirely by insurance. And that's $22,000 that the city has been reimbursed for insurance coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 6, recommendation to purchase a knuckle boom truck. Ms. Hughes.
To replace the one that was taken out of service. So as you know, we operate residential brush and household trash pickup services. We normally have 2 trucks in our fleet, and one of them was taken out of service in an accident. The insurance settlement received for that amount was $91,137.59. If this purchase is approved, a new 2025 Peterbilt chassis with a knuckle boom truck body will be purchased through Sourcewell, a government cooperative that's available to local government organizations, and it provides us with access to competitively bid contracts and will enable us to purchase goods a lot quicker at reduced costs. The truck is also available for immediate delivery. The total amount is $244,610 coming out of the general fund, and the amount of the insurance settlement, $91,137.59, and the remainder, $153,472.41 coming out of the SPLOST fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 7, Costco travel pattern approval. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. This request was actually tabled by the council at the July 13th meeting. the plan by Costco's engineering firm, AEC, revised its plan for a Costco traffic pattern change. As I said, the matter was initially tabled on the 13th, and the motion is now before you all to vote on it.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. James, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Child?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 8, IGA with Catoosa County. Ms. Hune?
Thank you. Catoosa County seeks to place a referendum on the ballot for the November 3rd, 2026 election regarding the imposition of a 1% sales tax for the exclusive reduction of property taxes imposed by Catoosa County and the municipalities of Fort Oglethorpe and Ringgold for the period of April 1st, 2027 through March 30th, 2032. If the referendum is approved by a majority of voters on the November 3rd election of this year, the IGA would go into effect and the proceeds would be distributed as follows. Catoosa County would receive 85.25%, City of Fort Oglethorpe would receive 9.5%, and the City of Ringgold would receive 5.25%.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to vote on the IGA with Catoosa County.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Mr. Child?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, City Manager's Report. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. I would like to say thank you to all the citizens who came out tonight, whether you spoke or whether you didn't. Mr. Bell, Mr. Waller, Mr. Wilson, Ms. Martin, and Dr. Masick. I've enjoyed speaking with you either over the last year or over the last couple of weeks, so thank you all for coming out tonight. We really do appreciate it. Also, thank you to everyone who came out for 2 recent city events, our Stage at the Stable on July 17th and our Christmas in July last Saturday. Both were very successful. We had a great turnout at both events, very different events, but I want to say thank you to the Economic Development Department, Bobby Daniels and Taylor Hutwagner. You guys did a great job. Thank you very much. And I appreciate all the city staff who showed up for the support of it as well. We appreciate that. National Night Out is Tuesday, August the 4th. Chief, if you'd like to come up and talk a little bit about National Night Out.
Thank you, ma'am. Mayor, Council. I'd like to cordially invite everybody out to Gilbert Stevenson Park, August 4th from 5:30 to 8:30. We'll host our 5th annual National Night Out event. We typically see about 1,500 to 2,000 community members. The last couple of years, we've been donating school supplies to the local children. We participated in Catoosa Kids Day just the other day. They saw a ton of kids out there, so we're looking forward to having a great event. We have about 50 vendors. Everything's free. We serve dinner, hot dogs and Cokes, and all the vendors that come out, they don't sell anything. They're just giving out information and school supplies to the kids. So please come join us August the 4th. Thank you.
Are we going to have our 2 special guests?
Yes, and our 2 canines will be there. So you've seen on the billboard on Battlefield Parkway that our canines will be out at that event. So introduce you to our canines. So love to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Also, as the Chief mentioned, it's the same week as for our school supply drive is National Night Out. It also is school starts next Friday, August 27th. So everybody get those kids on a bedtime, or at least I'll try to. And also, you may notice a new face we have up here tonight, Kathy Bradley. I'll only do this to her this one time. She's our new city clerk. We're very happy to have her with us, and I look forward to working with her for the next long time, I hope. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. Welcome, Ms. Bradley. And as Ms. Hune said, school time's back up on us, so let's slow down, especially in these subdivisions, and look out for the kiddies. Ms. Child.
Thanks for all the citizens for coming out. We will look into it, and like he said, school starts, a week from Friday? And they're all over the road, so just be careful, and congratulations. Yeah. That's it, Mayor.
Mr. Crawford.
Yeah, to the citizens, thanks for addressing your concerns. A lot of times we don't know them unless we hear from you on some of that stuff, and we really appreciate it. And we're up here, several of us have went through the same situations y'all went through, and we understand, and it's not falling on deaf ears. So we are going to work and try to help as much as we can possible. And also I'd like to end with just wishing my nephew a happy 26th birthday. This time last year, we wasn't sure if this milestone would come, so through prayer, it's a big day for me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I mean, most of you know where I live, right across the street, and I had big problems during the flood myself, and I had a little PTSD looking at your pictures, seeing that again, because I saw it up real close. So anyway, it hasn't fallen on deaf ears. It's something I've spent an unbelievable amount of time thinking about over the last 12 months. Molly can tell you, because I call her about it all the time. So anyway, obviously we can't promise anything specific, but I can tell you that we're thinking about it and we're going to do something. So thank you.
Ms. James.
I don't have anything.
Ms. Stinnett.
Yes, sir. Thanks, everyone, for being here. You're always valued here in this room. Miss Bradley, welcome aboard. I love that smiling face here. And National Night Out, your Fort Oglethorpe Veteran and Citizen Council will be there working the Coke wagon as we've been for the past 5 years. Right, Chief, you got us. We're going to have fans. Right, because it is hot, but it is a welcome place for everyone to come. A wonderful evening out. And your 6888 committee will be doing an online auction in August. And we actually have, don't act shocked, Bob, we actually have football and helmets signed by Kirby. Yes. So hope you'll pay attention and get involved and help support the 6888 monument to be built in Honor Park, a tribute to those who serve. Back to you, sir.
Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.